Welcome students. In today's video lecture, let us study the instrument called compass, which is used to find out the angles or directions of the survey lines to be observed. There is something called as bearings and angles which we need to understand before we study the instrument compass. So the direction of the survey lines can either be established first with relation to each other, that is calculating the angle between two lines, which is very simple, and secondly is with relation to any meridian. So here we will get the bearing of the line. Now what do you mean by bearing? It is the bearing of a line is its direction relative to a given meridian. The concept of meridian is already studied in geography in 8th standard. We will just repeat it. So it is any direction such as true meridian, magnetic meridian or arbitrary meridian. So there are three meridians which are considered. One is true meridian. True meridian is the line or a point through a point is a line in which a plane passing that point and the north and south poles, and it simultaneously intersects with surface of the earth. Now it passes through the true north and the south. So in the picture it is clear the true meridian is the line that passes through the north pole and the south pole, and it's the true north and south. This can be established by astronomical observations only. So we cannot establish these true meridian. Now with respect to true meridian, there is something called as true bearing. Now true bearing of a line is the horizontal angle which it makes with the true meridian through one of the extremities of the line. We will understand this bearing in another diagram which I will show further. So this is true meridian. Here again there is a detailed description of true meridian. So it is a line passing through the geographical north pole and geographical south pole, and any point on the surface of the earth is known as a true meridian. In this you can very well clearly see there is a prime meridian which is shown, and then there are the other meridians which are shown at 20 degrees, 40 degrees and so on. Then magnetic meridian. Magnetic meridian is which is calculated with the help of a magnetic needle, and which is free from all the attractive forces. Now this can be established with the help of magnetic compass. You all are very well aware of the magnetic compass. Our phone has a magnetic compass, or some of your watches may also have a magnetic compass, or you get a small magnetic compass which is usually used to see the direction north, south, east, west. Okay, so we are going to use same magnetic compass to find out the bearings or the directions of the lines to be surveyed. Now with relation to magnetic meridian, we will find out what is magnetic bearing. So it is the horizontal angle which it makes with the magnetic meridian passing through one of the extremities of the line. So here it is very clear. See, there is a true north that is shown here. This is true north. So this is the true meridian. This line is the true meridian. So this bearing or this angle, this is some random line AB which is taken on the earth's surface. Okay, some random line AB. So this particular bearing which it makes with true meridian is called as the true bearing. Okay, this is the magnetic north of the compass. So this is the magnetic meridian. This particular line is the magnetic meridian. So the angle, horizontal angle between the magnetic meridian and line AB is called as the magnetic bearing. Okay. The third one is the arbitrary meridian. It is convenient a direction towards a permanent or a prominent mark or signal, such as a church spire or a chimney. So this is like a temporary meridian which you select according to your convenience in the area that you want to survey. So such meridians are used to determine the relative position of lines in small areas. The bearing with respect to arbitrary meridian is the horizontal angle which it makes with an arbitrary meridian passing through one of the extremities. A theodolite can be used to measure it. So this is kind of a temporary benchmark which we select for our convenience. Okay, we mark a point in the given area, a kind of a permanent or a prominent mark, and then we consider, or when we go ahead with the leveling or differential survey. So similarly here, to find out the bearings and the angles, we fix a arbitrary meridian with respect to a permanent or a prominent mark which is close by to the area to be surveyed. Now designations of the bearings. Now these bearings are designated in two systems. One is the whole circle bearing, that is WCB. Second is the quadrantal bearing, that is QB. This is also known as the reduced bearing. Okay. So we will see what is whole circle bearing. This is the azimuthal system. It's also called as azimuthal system. Now here in this particular system, the angles are measured with magnetic north or south in clockwise direction. Mostly it is measured only with respect to north. Okay, all the measurements, all the bearings are made with respect to the magnetic north, and the measurements are done in clockwise direction. This is fixed and this is constant. Also, the value of this varies from 0 to 360 degrees. So if it starts from the north, and if you measure any angle in the entire system, it will have a value between 0 to 360 degrees. A prismatic compass is graduated on this system. So we use a prismatic compass to find out the bearing of any line with respect to north. The second system is quadrantal bearing, which is QB, or it is also known as reduced bearing. In this system, the bearings are measured eastwards or westwards from north or south, whichever is closer. So if the line falls in the first quadrant, the bearing is calculated with respect to north and east. Okay, so direction can be clock or anti-clockwise. The quadrant in which a line lies had to be mentioned. So we have to mention the quadrant, whether it is a northeast quadrant or northwest quadrant or southeast quadrant or southwest quadrant. So the QB of a line varies from 0 to 90 degrees, because all the angles which will be given will be with respect to one quadrant. So the minimum angle that can be measured here is 0 degrees, and maximum that can be measured will be 90 degrees. To study this bearing system in detail, so here is an example. Let us consider the whole circle bearing. Here is a system. So there is north, south, east, west that is shown here. Okay. So with respect to north, the first angle, that is θ1. Okay. So the bearing of line AB, this is some line AB, AC, AD and AF in the system, or on the earth's surface you can consider. So the bearing or the whole circle bearing of line AB is equal to θ1. So it is the measurement from the north till the line AB. So the whole circle bearing of line AC, that is this AC, is θ2. This angle is measured again from the north of the true north. Okay. So, or a magnetic north, basically. Magnetic north, not true north. It is with respect to the magnetic north. Similarly, the whole circle bearing of AD, line AD, is θ3, which measures from, again, the magnetic north till the line AD. And similarly, it is for AF, that the whole circle bearing of line AF is θ4, which is again measured from the magnetic north. So this is how we read the whole circle bearing of any line or any point on the earth's surface. It is always with respect to the magnetic north, and it is always calculated or measured in a clockwise direction and not in anti-clockwise direction. So the two major rules for calculating whole circle bearing: one is it with respect to the magnetic north, and second, it is always clockwise. This is the reason the value of these angles will vary from 0 to 360. Let us study the quadrantal bearing system, that is QB. Here if you see the same system, there is north, south, east, west, which is marked, and there are some random same lines, that is AB, AD, AC, AD and AF on the earth's surface. So now if you want to write the quadrantal bearing of line AB, Okay, it is making an angle alpha here, which is shown in the diagram, and it falls in the first quadrant, that is northeast quadrant. So when we are writing the bearing of this line AB, we will have to write it as north alpha east, where north and east is the quadrant that is mentioned, and alpha is the value of the angle that is measured with respect to north. Now it is measured with respect to north as it is closer to north. Okay, we can measure this only with respect to north or south, and east and west will give us the quadrant. So it is measured with respect to north as it is close to north. So similarly, if you consider the quadrantal bearing of line AC, okay, AC, wherein there is an angle beta which is made with respect to south. Now why it is taken with respect to south? As it is closer to south. Okay, here we will not measure with respect to north. So here it will be taken with respect to south. So the bearing will be south beta east. So it falls on in the second quadrant. Similarly, for AD, the angle that it makes with respect to south is theta. So here the QB or the quadrantal bearing will be south theta west. And for AF, it is making an angle phi with respect to north. We are writing it with respect to north. So the quadrantal bearing will be equal to north phi west. Okay, so these are the two major systems which are followed to find out the bearings or the directions of the survey lines in the entire system. Thank you.